Hey guys, sorry, this review is going to seem a bit rushed. I am on a horribly tight schedule because I have to jump on a train back to Essex from London before rush hour, which is in about an hour. So I have to keep this review short and sweet. Now, first of all, it's a good film. It really is. I know the critics have been slamming it. Now, I understand why, but at the same time, I didn't necessarily feel that way. The reason being is because I'm a huge DC fan. Have been for years. I feel like I was kind of looking at this through DC fanboy glasses, you know. Everything was sort of tinted in excitement and childhood wonder. I've been reading these characters for absolute years, so I didn't need any introduction to them. But one of the big problems the film has is not fleshing out the characters enough. Yeah, not fleshing out the characters enough. But then I think with a film that's only about 2 hours, 2 hour runtime, it's kind of hard to give everyone enough of a backstory. A lot of it was cut out as well. A lot of Joker bits were cut out of the film, and you can tell, like, his story still makes sense within the film, but it would make more sense if they'd left it all in, you know? It's sort of, some bits were even to the point where, it even gets to the point where some of Joker's bits were, due to the cuts, just seemed unnecessary, you know, and they had no place within the film. Overall, but aside from that, Joker's gangster style, you know, that sort of character, it really works. It really does. Definitely my favourite Joker out of any of the incarnations. I would love to see Leto's Joker again. As I say, we didn't really get enough time. I don't feel like they should have marketed him as much as they did because he didn't play much of a part of the film. Don't know if that's because of the cuts or whatever, but who knows. Now hopefully it'll be like a Dawn of Justice type deal where we get the full version, or the uncut version, because a lot of the early reviews way back in May said it was excellent, you know, said the Joker had a lot more to do, and then the same guy reviewed this cut of the film and said it's weird how much changes, you know, and he said it's not as good as the original cut he saw. Speaking of Joker, Harley Quinn. Now, Joker and Harley are legitimately intimidating in this, like, and sometimes he puts you really on edge, more so Harley than Joker, funnily enough. Joker felt a lot more controlled in this one, but again, we didn't see much of him. Whereas Harley was legitimately frightening. Like, in the comics it doesn't really translate, but in this it was a little bit uncomfortable. Like, I wouldn't want to be in the same room with her, not at all. Deadshot was easily my favourite part of the film. He was funny. He had quite an interesting relationship with Batman as well, which was nice, because it kind of reminds us that Batman has had a massive career, or a long career I should say, prior to Batman v Superman, and it sort of translates in this film. Like, it really extends the DC universe in quite a nice way. We do get a cameo from another Justice Leaguer. I won't say who, but if you're familiar with the comics you can probably guess. It's annoyingly short, but they look brilliant on the big screen. The plot wasn't the greatest. Sort of the conflict, if you will, of the film. It wasn't the best. It did the job. But it's nothing to write home about. I feel like the story itself didn't have much depth to it. It was more the characters. The characters definitely carried the film rather than the story, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The pacing of the film as well, at least in the build-up, it was very choppy. Like, it was all just so quick, and it was one thing, and then they didn't really fixate on a point for too long. It was boom, next thing. But that only lasts about the first half an hour, I think. Once it gets into it, it starts to get good. I feel like this film would have been better had it had a chance to stretch its legs more and been a bit longer. Maybe pushing 3 hours rather than the 2 hours. Because then you could have had more time to flesh out the characters, you know. But I think it is a problem trying to balance about 10 or 11 characters in a film and give them all enough things. But no, the highlights definitely Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Diablo, funnily enough. He was pretty decent. Overall, I'd give this film 3.5 out of 5. Maybe if they do an extended cut with more Joker, definitely want to see more of him. But no, for the cut they did give 3.5 out of 5. It could have been a lot better, but it wasn't awful. As a DC fan, I think you'll love it. As a normal moviegoer, I think you'll enjoy it, but you might not enjoy it as much as you would were you familiar with the comics. Now, there is an after credits scene. Not going to go into any spoilers. Make sure to watch it, because it's quite pivotal to the future of the DCEU. And the ending of the film ends on the most annoying cliffhanger I have ever seen in anything. Again, no spoilers, but it's annoying. But yeah, I mean, that's all I can say. Sorry to review if I felt a bit rushed. Like I said, I've got now half an hour, 40 minutes to leave before rush hour. So, I don't know if you guys ever travelled through London in rush hour. It is not comfortable. So yeah, so thanks all for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.